talking about new players taking their opportunity with aplomb, the Limerick Ladies Footballers made a 2 from 2 in the league over the weekend, and we had chatted about the difficulties of playing Wicklow and travelling to Wicklow and going to Baltinglass, but Limerick took it at their stride, 3-6-8 winners. Again, result rarely looked in doubt. Wicklow had a good spell before the half. They reduced it, I think, to 2 points, but a goal, I think Clara Mara got the second goal, and NOD got a goal, and Kathy Mee got a goal. That they've definitely built on last year, getting to the league final. They look a really composed team, and they're getting scores from all over the field. I know the midfield, Clara Mara and Roshan Ambrose got 1-4 between them. Katie Mee was back amongst the goals. They've players popping up from all over the field, and it certainly bodes well for Graham Shine and his team so far.
Yeah, and the one point that I would make, you know, and I made a point talking to Graham in the week, and I suppose it's borne out in the statistics, but bear it out. 1-8 was unchanged, Jack, for the 2 games. They have conceded 10 points between the 2 games, 7 of which have come from frees. Very, very interesting statistic in that, you know, they're forming a very, very, very mean defence. Very, very mean defence. And it's a defence that hasn't Alva Quaid yet, who is closing in on a return which will give certain extra options to Graham Shine. But Yvonne Lee has been absolutely magnificent at fullback. The entire Fiona Bradshaw at cornerback, newcomer from Ula, absolutely fantastic. Leah Coughlin bedding in nicely at centre back. What about Debbie Murphy? Absolutely outstanding in translating defence into attack and doing so with pace. Now, he made 5 changes, and they were from number 9 to 15. And it'll just give you an idea. Now, a couple of them were enforced in that Iris Kennelly and Chloe Brosnahan were available. So they will be back in the mix for Sunday. So and we've seen in the past what Iris has brought to the table, and it looks as if he's going to have an abundance of riches up front. Graham Shine has built a solid defence. Roisin Ambrose absolutely magnificent at midfield, and you know, I think she has found her ideal partner in Claire O'Mara, who from Mungret St. Paul's, who I thought did excellently. But there's so many options up front, Jack, that he's really, really spoiled for choice. And the permutations going into Sunday, and it's on the Bog Garden on Sunday at 2:00, Jack, are very simple. Win the football match and you're into the league semi-final. It's as simple as that. And people would say, oh, sure, look, they still have Derry to play. Yes, they have Derry to play. But there are 2 going into the semi-finals from the group. And Leitrim and Wicklow have still to meet. They will be meeting in the final round in Baltinglass.
Yeah.
So,
the permutation is certainly simple, but to come away with a victory will be very difficult. And to put it into context,
it will be very, very difficult. And if you take a cursory look at it without probing into it, you'll see that Leitrim are top of the table after 2 games. But they've played the bottom 2. They've played the bottom 2.
Yeah, but
so,
they've a plus again, 67 points difference.
I'm slow about saying these things, but if you were looking at the competition from the outset, and you'd be saying to yourself, this is 2 out of 3, Limerick, Wicklow and Leitrim. Now that Limerick have got the win over Wicklow, they certainly are in pole. It's in their hands, Jack, to qualify for the semi-final. Their destiny is in their own hands.
Oh, it's in their own hands, all right, but they will face. I suppose it looks like they'll face a step up in opponent. You know, Leitrim are big winners over Derry, 5-15 to 1-2. Big winners over Kilkenny, 7-26-5. There is the caveat that they are what looks on paper definitely the weaker of the sides, but you're talking about Limerick's defence there. It'll definitely get its test. this Sunday in the Bog Garden. But
It
it'll
will,
really
Jack,
show.
for the second week running, and this is one of the vagaries of the ladies' football, and I don't know what can be done about it. But they're playing a team that play that championship at intermediate level. Now, last week it was Wicklow who got to the All Ireland quarter final last year, and where they were beaten by the eventual champions Laois. Now, Leitrim didn't fare as well. Didn't come out of the group, and one of the defeats they suffered was at the hands of Wicklow. So if you add up all the bits and bobs, and I suppose you have to factor in, I suppose, there's a new manager in there, Johnny Garrity, I think, a former Fermanagh manager. Limerick should be capable of beating Leitrim. I fancy Limerick to win, I think, Jack.
Oh, they're definitely capable, and it would give them comfort going into that last game with Derry that they would be in a league semi-final. And there does seem to be an air of unfinished business from 2022 when they did get to the league final and they were beaten by Offaly, but they've started perfectly. They're gone 2 from 2. They couldn't have made a better start. So, please God that Graham Shine and his team can continue this. 2:00 on Sunday in the Bog Garden. It'll be streamed by the LGFA if you can't make that game.